So then, if reshaping ley lines and moving a whole city to another plane could be done with just a fraction of the magical power on Avalir right now, what could possibly be done if they used all of it? Imagine what a god could do harnessing the full power of the magical ether stored in Avalir. Hello everyone, welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. In today's video, we got another EXU Calamity theory for you, as last week's episode 3, ended on a freaking bombshell. If it isn't obvious, this video is going to contain spoilers for EXU Calamity, because today we're breaking down my theory as to what the Betrayer Gods want, and why they want the city of Avalir to land in Cath Moira. As always, if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out our other Critical Role and EXU Calamity content. Let's get into it. So last episode, we got a big lore dump as to much of the plans of the Betrayer Gods. After reconstructing the memories of a cultist wizard, the party learned that the conspirators want the city of Avalir to land and complete the replenishment. This seems to be a pretty important part of their plan, as in the memory we've seen Dean Hollow say they must land the city before sunrise. The apogee solstice is the perfect time. The betrayers are coming here, and when the city lands, oh glorious day. Now, this isn't really a ton to go on, but luckily Brennan drops a number of breadcrumbs earlier through the episode and after this to reveal what I think is the Betrayer God's plans here. Earlier in the episode, the group split up to save the Eldritch batteries that power the city, keeping it afloat. One, however, was defaced, bearing primordial lettering on it. Laren learns that this is not, in fact, 2 words, but 2 names written on the battery, the names of Raushan and Comort. These names really don't mean anything to us until the end of the episode. From there, we learn that these 2 were, in fact, Primordials that roamed the world of Exandria long before the gods made this place their home. Unlike many of their other primordial brethren, Comort and Raushan were not slain in the schism. Instead, they were trapped and sealed deep underneath the mountain of Igora. From here, the druids would come, making this place their home, where they would tend these seals, keeping these primordials locked away. It's also important to note that it seems much of this knowledge of these primordials sealed under this mountain is not publicly known to many people in Avalir. Remember, the schism happened like a long time before this, so it doesn't seem that this is common knowledge, especially not to our characters. Well, at least up until this point. Are you following me so far here? Okay, so my theory then is that the Betrayer Gods wish to free these 2 primordials. Remember, these primordials were once the Betrayer Gods' allies in the schism, the fight between the Betrayer Gods and their allies, the Primordials, and the Prime Deities. It makes sense then they would want to release their former primordial allies if their plan is to once again battle their god brethren. Now, the question arises, how would they do this? Presumably, this is where the apogee solstice comes into play that Hollow mentions earlier. A very rare occurring solstice that weakens the boundaries between the planes, making seemingly impossible magic possible. It also just happens that Cath Moira, the city that rests atop Mount Igora, is the converging point for 3, count 'em, 3 ley lines across Exandria. Now, we know from Laren's machine and her experiments that it is possible to reshape these magical ley lines during the apogee solstice. This then leads me to believe that freeing these primordials that just so happen to rest between 3 converging ley lines is extremely possible. But even with all of this considered, why do they want the city to land? What could this possibly do to benefit the Betrayer Gods? This kind of had me stumped for a minute. I mean, it's possible that the reformation of this mountain makes it possible for these seals to be broken. However, I don't know how the heck we're supposed to know that. What could the Betrayers possibly need from this city? You see, that question there is what led me to my answer. You see, Brennan has already shown us a couple of breadcrumbs of what exactly they want. Remember those batteries we mentioned earlier? It's magic, it's power, it's ether. That's what they want. It's exactly this ether that makes Laren's wish to send Avalir to another plane to basically redraw ley lines across Exandria. Without this vast amount of magical ether combined with the apogee solstice, this magic would be impossible. So then, if reshaping ley lines and moving a whole city to another plane could be done with just a fraction of the magical power on Avalir right now, what could possibly be done if they used all of it? Imagine what a god could do harnessing the full power of the magical ether stored in Avalir. My theory then is this: the Betrayer gods plan on releasing their former allies, Raushan and Kalmort, two primordials of Exandria that are magically sealed beneath Mount Igora. Once Avalir lands, the apogee solstice will be in full swing. The barrier between planes becomes extremely thin, making impossible feats of magic very much possible, especially when you consider there are gods and huge amounts of vast magical energy potential to be spent. Once the city lands, then their plan is to harness this magical energy on the city. Doing so, they somehow wish to break the seals holding these primordials trapped beneath Mount Igora. You see, the Betrayers already lost and were punished by the prime deities once. It makes sense then, if they wish to fight their deity brethren once again, why would you not bring about some of your most powerful allies in that first fight? Of course, all of this is just my theory and speculation, and I'm probably wrong about at least half of this. However, it does make a lot of sense in my mind. As we've said in previous other videos, Brennan loves to leave these breadcrumbs, not just for us, the audience, but for his players. He's done this in basically every single episode so far. That's how our video about Loquacious and Evandrin was semi-right. We took that from information that Brennan gave us. To me, it seems pretty odd that Brennan would so pointedly bring up the names of these primordials. Why would he do so if not for some kind of foreshadowing reason? But as always, this is just my opinion. We still have so many questions left unanswered from EXU Calamity. Like, what does Asmodeus want with Xerxes' blood? What are the repercussions of Xerxes and Asmodeus' bargain? And what do the cultists want with the artifacts used in Vespin Chloras' ritual? Also, I really want to know what would have happened if Laren wouldn't have destroyed the Tree of Names. I really hope they do a post Q&A type episode after the series ends, where Brennan can answer a lot of what-if type questions. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and find out. As always, if you enjoyed the video and learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and theories for the Betrayer gods and why they want the city of Avalir to land in the comments down below. Go check out some of our other Critical Role content, like our post-episode reactions and thoughts, or my Sam's Got a Secret Evandrin theory video, where we semi-accurately predict what happened to Evandrin. Go check out my socials to stay up to date with everything we do, and as always, stay safe out there. I hope to see you in the next video. Peace, love, adu.